Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Huckle, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Angelenos are using their First Amendment rights to protest ICE raids in the community. LA Mayor Karen Bass has issued a warning to anyone who is distracting from those legitimate protests with vandalism or looting.
The violence and the damage is unacceptable. It is not going to be tolerated, and individuals will be arrested and prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press. Over in Hollywood, as part of the city's Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Heritage Month, Pride marches on. This community celebration is all about love, self-expression, and living authentically out loud.
Happy Pride, LA! We are going to continue to stand together in solidarity with all Angelenos because we believe in love in LA. Happy Pride!
This year we're celebrating our 55th anniversary of LA Pride. Our theme this year is Pride Marches On, recognizing that we have to show up and continue the movement.
Everybody's getting up out of their house and making a statement without even having to say a word. Just show up. Show up, we're going to show out today.
This is such an incredible day. Every year, second Sunday in June, mark your calendars for forever, because this is when the city of Los Angeles gathers to celebrate Pride.
It is so important for us to make sure that we are announcing to the world that LA is for everyone. We welcome everyone, we embrace everyone, we support everyone.
Now more than ever, we need these spaces. We are creating a safe space for everyone to come out and celebrate and be themselves.
We've got a federal administration that is coming after trans kids and LGBTQ people, and it shows our community that there's many of us, and if we stick together, we're going to overcome this. It's that unity that gives our community strength and resilience.
There are people who have fought for our right to march down this boulevard and celebrate who we are and love who we want to love. So on a day like today, this is us showing people who we are and celebrating love and inclusivity. It's a great day.
This event really promotes acceptance. Everyone has the right to love. Everyone has the right to be who they want to be. And regardless if you're gay, straight, bisexual, transgender, it doesn't matter. That's what Pride is all about, just being a human being and celebrating love.
In this celebration, people go all out. Folks are coming out to celebrate themselves and their authenticity.
You see everybody here, all shapes, all sizes, all ages, all backgrounds.
It makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel seen. It makes me feel like I'm cared for. It makes me feel human.
It means a lot to us as out LGBTQ officers to acknowledge all the work that we have done and also to recommit ourselves to the work that we need to continue to do to ensure that everybody is treated with dignity and respect.
It's opportunities like this that reminds us what humanity means, why it's important for us to stick together, show love, and we need to make sure that we're supportive of one another.
I want LA to always be first and out front, doing what they're trying to set as an example for other people to do. Love one another, be supportive, because if we don't stand together, we all fall apart.
We're here together to be happy and be us and be proud and not be afraid.
We're proud to have a city that's here to serve us and protect us.
We are doing work throughout the entire year at LA Pride, not just for the festival, so folks can visit us at lapride.org to connect with us all year long.
We're here and we're not going nowhere. We're here, we're queer, period.
Councilwoman Tracy Park and the Los Angeles Public Library curated an exhibition at City Hall's Bridge Gallery for this year's LGBT Heritage Month. Pride in Print is just one event in a month full of celebrations of unity and pride.
Today is just the kickoff of what is going to be an extraordinary month of unity and pride and celebrations. had the opportunity for the last 3 years to get to chair our LGBTQ Heritage Month, and we are kicking that off today right here in City Hall.
I want to thank Councilmember Tracy Park, who has chaired this event with dedication in recent years. So thank you, Councilmember Park, for passing the torch, as it were. This year's theme, Building Community Through Collective Power, couldn't be more timely.
That's why I'm especially proud to recognize one of this year's Council District honorees, the Rainbow Book Bus. This isn't just a bus. It's a rolling symbol of joy, defiance, and hope. It's traveled across the country from California to the Deep South, giving away thousands of banned LGBTQ+ books, reminding young people that they're not alone and that their stories matter. We have launched our Pride in Print exhibit. We are super excited for this partnership with the LA Public Library. We are going to be doing a very, very special presentation down in council chambers today, and we are lighting up City Hall today for LGBTQ Pride Month.
Mayor Karen Bass joined LA Metro to celebrate the opening of Metro Connections to LAX. A free shuttle will connect 2 metro lines and 14 bus routes to LA's International Airport, benefiting the traveling public in and out of LA.
We're very excited to announce the grand opening of the LAX Metro Transit Center. It's going to connect people from Los Angeles International Airport with the Metro Rail network. We have 109 miles of rail that can be accessed by people that are flying into Los Angeles, getting them everywhere they need to go in Los Angeles County with the Metro Rail system.
Today, we are delivering on a project that has been one of our region's most important transportation priorities for decades. But be clear, this is not just a piece of infrastructure. It's a powerful symbol of what Los Angeles is building, a connected, accessible, and sustainable future. And it's a future that puts our climate goals front and center.
So now we have wonderful electric rail, which you can get from wind and solar. Electricity can come from clean sources like that, and it often does. So you can get here quickly, efficiently, and in a very environmentally sound manner. So I'm in favor of everything going on here today.
This is a really big deal. This is not just another construction project. This is something that is really a testament to Los Angeles City and LA County being intentional about connectivity.
So this transit center will be bus, train, you can pick up your car, go into the airport and leave. It really, really improves your flight in and out of Los Angeles International Airport.
Our goal is to make it easier for people that are flying into Los Angeles to be able to enjoy all of the world-class destinations that LA has to offer, and they're going to have this new option to get them where they need to go.
The Port of Los Angeles is the busiest container port in North America. However, with trade winds changing, Mayor Karen Bass and Councilmember Tim McCosker joined stakeholders at the port to get an insight into the current movement of goods.
We just finished a productive roundtable discussion on the USS Iowa in the Port of Los Angeles, where I heard from industry leaders about the effects that tariffs are already having on the broader business environment here in Los Angeles.
During the past 7 days, we've averaged about 5 ships in port. Normally, that should be about 10 to 12 this time of year. Job orders for our dock workers at the International Longshore and Warehouse Union are down nearly 50% compared to what they should be.
Today we had a chance to hear from everyone at a round table where folks could speak frankly. And it's so important to hear from labor, the Local 13, the workers on the front lines, to the clerks, to the walking bosses. They were all there.
Cancellations of vessels are real. The cargo that is not coming our way is factual. These are bumpy times ahead, and there is not one quick fix. And in the first 4 months of this year, American retailers have cut 64,000 jobs. That's more than 4 times the amount of job reduction that we saw this time last year. They see something coming too. So we've got to continue to rally and get the ground truth out, help the decision and policymakers understand these impacts so we can move forward with trade policy that is good public policy.
LA City's Economic and Workforce Development Department celebrated with graduates from their entrepreneur training program. After 8 weeks of study, the entrepreneurs are city approved and ready to grow their businesses.
So we are here in Van Nuys for the Icon graduation. So this is actually one of our business source centers in the Valley, and we are celebrating entrepreneurship training program graduates. This is a graduation that takes several weeks for our entrepreneurs to participate, and at their completion of their training, they're able to open their business or expand it. This opportunity allows us to have businesses in the city of Los Angeles with valid permits and a proper structure.
This entrepreneur training program is a free 8-week program that's focused on helping anybody that participates in it with the skills and the knowledge needed to successfully start and or operate a business here in the city of Los Angeles.
I started with doing pest control for 24 years, but I've been running my business for 14 years. And with the help of Icon, I've been able to find financing, licenses, permit, city contracts, and a whole bunch of networking.
The program was fabulous. It taught me so much more and gave me access to experts. So I've met people throughout the courses and the different presenters. I was able to ask them questions while they taught, but now it's like I'm able to have a relationship with them and be able to connect with them for future business.
The City of Los Angeles Economic and Workforce Development Department has 10 business source centers citywide. It's really important for us to provide technical assistance and resources to small businesses, in particular those that have a great idea like entrepreneurs. We want to make sure that they are in compliance, and most important that they are a registered business in the City of Los Angeles, so that then they can actually expand, earn revenues, and really be able to effectively run a business.
The city celebrates LGBT Heritage Month, pool safety tips from the Emergency Management Department, and the 2028 Paralympic venues are announced. These stories up next on City Beat.
The City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs released its calendar and cultural guide for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT Heritage Month. LGBT Heritage Month honors the history and culture of community members in the city with a calendar of public events, many of which are free to attend. According to the department, the month fosters understanding and diversity through celebration of identity, self-expression, and the right to live authentically. Official events will honor the Los Angeles LGBT Center, Reach LA, and Latino equity under the theme Building Community Through Collective Power. For more information, visit culture.lacity.gov. LA City Emergency Management Department has tips on pool safety and drowning prevention. Home pools should be fenced in and installed with alarms on all doors that lead to the pool. When in the pool, stay within arm's reach of your child, and if you need to leave, take your child with you even if a lifeguard is present. Have your child take swimming lessons and wear a life jacket until they become a stronger swimmer. According to the department, children can drown quickly, and performing CPR can increase a child's chance of survival until medical help arrives. For more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. LA28 announced the venues for the Paralympic Games, which will take place in Los Angeles for the first time in the city's history. The majority of the sports will be held in the city of LA, with downtown and Exposition Park zones serving as main hubs for the competitions. Los Angeles Convention Center will host a number of sports including para-judo, para-table tennis, and wheelchair fencing. Other Paralympic events will take place in existing stadiums in the cities of Long Beach, Carson, and Arcadia. According to Mayor Bass, the Paralympic Games will provide an opportunity for LA to improve inclusive accessibility citywide. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press.
Putting chalk to paper is the start of the process at the Central Library. Every month, the library hosts chalk drawing in the rotunda. It's a casual class, the materials are provided, and the low-key vibe helps everyone get into their own artwork.
I am doing a chalk drawing class today, and it's for the art department, so we're doing a portrait of Andy Warhol, trying to teach tone and shape and drawing techniques, make it a fun time, trying to get lost in the art. I did chalk drawing classes at the West LA branch, and now I do them once a week here in the teen department and once a month for adults in the rotunda here. Today is one of the adult classes.
The chalk class is excellent. You can come in, on a short notice without any appointments. Equipment is provided, and it's very easy to follow the instructions.
I came here once before. I really liked the class. I learned a lot about drawing, and it's really fun. Well, I like to draw, but the class can be for beginners, for professionals, for anyone who wants to join. You can start to learn to draw, or you can just get better and improve.
The first step of being good at something is being bad at it. So you have to just kind of dive in, and the longer you do it, the more it makes sense. A lot of people will be like halfway through the class and they'll want to flip the paper over and start over because they understand what they're doing a little better. It's just a matter of just kind of diving in and getting lost in what you're doing.
Usually you draw on white paper with a pencil, right? But you focus more on the light and shadows, and it's very interesting. It's really relaxing. You just grab some chalk, a paper, and then you just look at the drawing and just draw.
For teenagers, I have the class every Wednesday at 4:30. Chalk drawing is meditation. For adults, it's the fourth Saturday of every month here in the Rotunda from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. For the most part, once a month for adults. If it becomes more popular, we can maybe talk into getting some more. So hopefully show up, have a good time, and get your art on.
Get your art on, as they said there, and chalk up some success at the library. Now to another class setting for some real-world work experience. The Mayor's Office of Economic Opportunity is behind student-to-student success. The program sets high schoolers and recent grads to work in classrooms with younger kids.
Student-to-Student Success Program, or S2S for short, is a program that's led by the Mayor's Office of Economic Opportunity to provide paid work experience to high school students at a nearby elementary school, where they're able to get work experience, support younger students with academics, enrichment activities, and physical fitness activities.
We have two different avenues for the students to go about after completing the student-to-student program. For our juniors, we offer them PTPH role or part-time program helper. And essentially what that is that they get to continue with us the following semester or school year, earning a little bit more money, not having as tight of a cap on hours worked, and officially being LA's best employees. For seniors, it's a little bit different. We give them a priority applicant status once they graduate, and if they're interested in continuing with us as program workers.
The reason why I want to do this is because I felt a great connection with the kids, and honestly, it was a great experience.
My confidence used to not be as high. I used to be a little bit more nervous towards people. This got me out of my shell to become a more outgoing person, especially because of kids.
The way the S2S workers have set a positive message or bond with our students, they've actually communicate very well with them. They help them out, and you can see the appreciation that the students have for them, where now they ask us, hey, are the guys coming over today? And that shows me that they have a good bond with the kids and that they enjoy being here and that the students enjoy them too.
Some of my favorite experiences would probably be like art and like doing art with the kids, because I feel like I could connect to them over something that I like. I could teach them how to draw and all that type of stuff, you know?
Many of these youth, this is their first time that they're ever going to have work experience. This might be their first job. and it's been a really great partnership to support the LA's Best After School program while also supporting the students to ensure that they're able to get real-world work experience before they graduate high school.
There's a growing interest in growing your own food. What if learning the traditional practices of old could offer another way to grow produce? The garden at El Pueblo is fertile ground for a class in both.
We're in the garden at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes Museum, and we're really excited because we are offering an Urban Milpa series where we teach folks to reconnect with the ancestral agricultural practice in growing familiar crops like corn, beans, and squash. And I hope to inspire others to do the same, because we need to know where our food comes from. We need to know how to grow food that's safe and chemical-free.
We're located right here in downtown Los Angeles, so the importance of having this garden here is just to bring a connection to people and highlight the importance of like the ecosystem and learning the importance of just hands-on gardening. And we just feel like in a space that's just filled with city and industries, it's important to just bring back that earthly knowledge, and we want to provide that in our classes with Marlene.
Today's recipe was inspired by the garden and what we have growing currently. So we have the gray Mexican squash, we have the patty pan squash, and also a yellow squash. We will also be including green beans that are growing, and we're going to be tossing that with hoja santa pesto, and we have hoja santa here in the garden as well.
The importance of gardening, I think a lot of people have lost that connection with the earth. So this is what's really special about Marlene and how she teaches the garden. She uses a lot of natural resources. A lot of the things are very important for us to highlight today. So this is just something that we feel like connects people back to Mother Nature.
I'm really happy that the museum has opened up its space, because space is limited, especially green space in the city. This is what the museum is for. It's for community to come and have access to things that they may not necessarily have at home.
As a city rental space for the performing arts, Barnsdall Gallery Theater has put a lot of Angelenos on the stage. From community readings, to high school musicals, to dance recitals, the space is transformed with every performance.
The Barnsdall Gallery Theater is a 300-seat performing arts space located as part of the Barnsdall Art Park here in East Hollywood. We're tucked in a corner between the Barnsdall Junior Art Center, and then on our other side is the LA Municipal Art Gallery. So often we hear, I didn't even know this was here, I'm gonna come back. And that is the greatest thing we can hear, is knowing that we're gonna have Angelenos come back, visit our space, share our space, and enjoy everything that we have to offer here. We're primarily a rental facility, so we try and make everyone's dreams come true. It is incredibly popular with different arts centers and different arts groups, community theaters, professional theaters. We have dance companies who do their concerts. We have local colleges and high schools and elementary schools that do their graduations and their culminations. We do film screenings. Young artists, emerging artists, groups with very small budgets are treated and welcomed the same way as big commercial productions. What's super exciting about the Barnsdall Gallery Theater is that everybody has an opportunity to be on this stage. That you can be a very seasoned veteran and come in here and feel like you're having a wonderful, intimate conversation with the audience. You can be a 4-year-old with your first recital and being able to feel like this is your stage. And it's sort of sized for someone little, someone big, whatever you're looking for. It's perfect. So many people have told us the Barnsdall Gallery Theater, or we call it BGT, feels like home to them. and that BGT is where they always go. It's their go-to space for their annual event. And I think that kind of relationship in a community is so important these days. The performing arts are intrinsic to the quality of life for Angelenos, and it's invaluable to have the opportunity to be able to elevate and support the communities in which we are based, who are creating a legacy of artwork that will enrich the city of Los Angeles and its cultural identity in terms of performing arts. You can always find out information about the Barnsdall Gallery Theater by going to our website, and that is the best way to find out more information about who to contact and how to get more information.
In this week's Things to Do, celebrate the summer solstice, enjoy a Juneteenth block party, and drop in for a skateboarding takeover at Venice Beach. All this up next on Things to Do.
Celebrate the summer solstice at the only nature preserve in the city of Los Angeles. Join LA's Department of Water and Power at Chatsworth Nature Preserve on Saturday, June 21st, for a community celebration to mark the start of summer. Attendees can enjoy guided nature hikes, storytelling, live animal exhibitions, an environmental and community resource fair, and food trucks. The opening ceremony will feature a Native American blessing. Bring hats, sunscreen, walking shoes, and refillable water bottles. The preserve does not allow dogs and other restrictions apply. Head to Chatsworth Nature Preserve to enjoy a summer solstice celebration on Saturday, June 21st at 9 a.m. Find out more at ladwp.com/community. It's Juneteenth, and for the third year, Councilmember Curran Price hosts a special block party celebration where Juneteenth meets Central Avenue. This block party will have food trucks, a kids zone, a car show, live music, vendors, and more. Join Councilmember Price and the Department of Recreation and Parks to honor freedom, heritage, and community. Bring family and friends out to enjoy the scene along Central Avenue between 23rd Street and Adams Boulevard. The third annual Juneteenth block party takes place on Saturday, June 21st from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, visit cd9.lacity.gov/calendar. It's officially summer, and that means it's time for the Venice Beach Takeover. On Saturday, June 21st, kick off the summer with a takeover by skating legend P-Rod, Paul Rodriguez, and friends. Join Councilwoman Tracy Park, LA City Fire Department, and the Department of Recreation and Parks at Venice Beach for live music, entertainment, food, prizes, and more. And of course, there'll be plenty of skateboarding. Get on deck and drop in to the Venice Beach Takeover on Saturday, June 21st at 12 p.m. For more information, see the community calendar at cd11.lacity.gov. And that's a look at some things to do.
Please check the websites to make sure those events are going ahead. Due to the current protests, Councilmember Ulysses Hernandez wants you to know your rights, especially what to do if confronted by immigration officials. This guide outlines supports for immigrants and asylum seekers. For more information, visit cd1.lacity.gov. And that's all for this week. I'm Susan Huckle, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
What does it take to move a mountain that no one wants to climb? When they tell you there's no answer, how How do you change the heart and mind? Can you face the road to freedom when the past is in your way? In the darkness of the night, the future may be hard to find, but I believe that there's a day. All it takes is one good thing. All we need is one good thing. And I will find one good thing. 'Cause all it takes is one good thing. And all we need is one good thing. Do you believe in what you see, or do you dream of what could be? 'Cause I believe in you and me.
everybody, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Los Angeles City Council. Today is Wednesday, the 18th day of June in the year 2025. My name is Marquis Harris-Dawson. I serve as president of this council. Public comment for this morning's meeting will be taken in person in this chamber. Mr. Clerk, if we can begin our proceedings by calling the roll.
Yes, Mr. President. Blumenfield, Harris-Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Jurado, Lee, McOsker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 12 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, first order of business.
Approval of the minutes of June 17, 2025.
Councilmember Price moves. Councilmember Rodriguez seconds. What's next?
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Lee moves. Councilmember Hernandez seconds. What's next?
Mr. President, there is a request to continue item 3 to Tuesday, June 24, 2025.
All right, without objection, that'll be the order.
Items 1 and 2 are items noticed for public hearing. Items 3 through 28 are items for which public hearings have been held. The Budget and Finance Committee reports for items 25, 26, and 28 have been submitted and are available online in their respective council files. Please note that item 27 is for a verbal report and discussion. The council may recess into closed session for this item. Items 29 through 33 are items for which public hearings have not been held. Items 34 is a closed session item considered by the Public Works Committee. 10 votes are required for consideration.
All right, those items are now before us. Members, are there any items folks would like to call special? Councilmember Rahman.
Wondering whether we could move if we could refer item 33 actually to the Public Works Committee.
I'm concerned about that because that item's been to the Public Works Committee.
I don't believe it has.
Didn't it go to Public Works 2 years ago? Okay, we'll hold the item on the desk. I feel like that item's been to like 3 committees already, so I'm a little bit concerned, but we'll figure it out.
Thank you so much.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Yes, I'd like to refer item 13 to personnel and hiring.
All right.
Is there a second to this motion?
Needs a second? Thank you. All right.
Seconded by Councilmember McOsker. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Clerk, what's next?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 4 through 12, 14 through 26, and 28.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, the council may now move on to closed session item 34, considered by the Public Works Committee.
All right, do we have a report from Public Works on this item?
This is item 34. And for the record, for item 34, in the cases entitled Citizens for a Better Los Angeles versus City of Los Angeles et al. And Coalition for Scenic Los Angeles versus City of Los Angeles et al., the recommendation is to approve the city attorney's recommendations as discussed in closed session.
All right, Councilmember Hernandez, my apologies. So this is a closed session item, so we'll hold this on the desk, Mr. Clerk, and come to it at the end of the meeting.
Yes, sir. The council may now move on to presentations.
All right, we have 2 presentations today. We're very excited. This is the eve of Juneteenth, and Los Angeles is in a revolutionary freedom mode. So we have 2 very exciting presentations this morning. The first one to be led by Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harris-Dawson and colleagues and Angelinos everywhere where you're watching and listening. I'm very proud today to have a proud American of Dominican and Colombiana, también, los dos, la mitad de dos, here with us today. In a moment in time, when our community continues to be targeted, racially profiled, and frankly, abducted across the country, she did something very profound. And this morning I have with me Neza, also known as Vanessa Hernandez, who did something incredibly remarkable. And it's remarkable because in a moment in time, when so many people are remaining silent, She took the platform that she had and she showed us what she was made of. You know, there's a practice that I enjoy, or a lesson that I like to remind myself, is that if you want to be disappointed by people, expect them to do the right thing. But when people show you who they are, believe them. And in a moment and in a city where we celebrate the fact that we are a majority Latino city, it shouldn't be a major incident to speak the language that is frankly as used as English here in the city of Los Angeles, and that is Spanish. She took a remarkable stand. When many sports figures will take a knee, and in this country where peaceful protest was something that we honor, I couldn't believe that it was a moment that caused such drama for her to do something that was frankly adopted and commissioned by Franklin Roosevelt, was the rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner in Spanish. In fact, in 1945, after our country had, and frankly the world, had endured such incredible racial divide and all of the impacts that we still recognize today, whether it was the internment of the Japanese during a very volatile time in our world's history. We are in an inflection point here in this country, and we are watching the racial profiling and targeting of Latinos and all immigrants across this country. And I want to say thank you, because I'm proud to work in a city and serve on a council where we understand that we matter, because we are the majority of faces in the city of Los Angeles. We are what keeps this economy moving across this country. We are what makes Los Angeles strong. And I was incredibly proud to see Neza take her moment in her performance at Dodger Stadium and sing the national anthem, El Pendón Estrellado, for the world to hear. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor that we have with us this morning here in the Los Angeles City Council chambers, Neza, to perform El Pendón Estrellado. And if you'll all please rise.
Yes, please rise in the auditorium.
Thank you guys so much. Hello, hello, testing. Hello, 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 can you hear me? Hello? Cool, testing. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm a little shaky after Councilwoman's words. Thank you so much. But here we go. Mira, puedes ver al surtir clarear lo que erguido se alzó cuando el sol se ocultaba y sus franjas y estrellas en el rudo luchar sobre recio baluarte gallardo ondulaba y la bomba lanzar su rojiza explosión en la noche dio a ver que ahí estaba el pendón estrellado de mola feliz en la tierra de valor, en libre
Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, Neza. And this is just a reminder, folks, is that everyone has the opportunity to show up for our community, and I please ask you and encourage you to do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Neza. Thank you so much, Councilwoman Rodriguez, for getting us off to a great start this morning and reminding the world who Los Angeles is. We'll go next to our next exciting presentation led by Councilmember Price.
Good morning, Mr. President, colleagues. You know, 5 years ago, at the height of the civil unrest in 2020, I introduced a motion to officially recognize Juneteenth as a holiday in the city of Los Angeles. And on June 20th, 2022, we made history. Los Angeles formally commemorated Juneteenth for the very first time. So today I'm standing here with a great deal of pride. It means everything to help bring the spirit of Juneteenth right here to Chambers today. Because we're not just marking a date on the calendar, but we're carrying forward a legacy celebrating freedom and standing firm in the fight for justice and equality. To kick things off today, it's my honor to welcome Faith White, a South LA native, a Compton teacher, an autism advocate, and a powerhouse performer with over 30 years of experience in singing and dance. Faith will be performing the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing. I invite everyone to please stand and join in.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you, Faith, for that very moving performance. This song is more than just a hymn. It echoes the strength of our ancestors and the unbreakable spirit that continues to drive us as a community. This year, my office decided to do something a little extra special. We commissioned a local artist, Barnsdall Gallery, to create an art piece that captured the feelings of liberation and hope during this time. The piece is being featured throughout our Juneteenth events this weekend. Brandon was born on Juneteenth himself, a fact that makes this artwork even more meaningful. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us today, but I still wanted to take a moment to recognize him and give members a chance to hear from him directly.
Hi, my name is Barnsdall Gallery. I am an LA-based multidisciplinary artist. What inspired the piece that I created for this year's Juneteenth celebration? I went to see the movie Sinners recently with Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, and I was absolutely awed by the film. Inside of the film, spoiler alert, there's a dance sequence that is very, very powerful. It's inspired by Ernie Burns painting the Sugar Shack, and I wanted to make like a modern day version of that painting in my own style, using a representation of our ancestors from the past, the present, future, and just people just kind of having a good time, coming together, you know, celebrating Juneteenth in one space. Because there are so many layers in Juneteenth, the part of it that I want my art to reflect the most is Pan-Africanism, a celebration of Black and brown people alike, representing people in a high regard through my work. The message that I hope people take away when they see my work is I want them to feel happy, I want them to be awed, I want them to see themselves in the work. If my art could talk, in the words of Nina Simone, it would reflect and represent the current times of today. I want to thank the entire City Council of Los Angeles for the opportunity to display my work, for the opportunity you've given me. LA is a home for me. It's been a home for 12 years, and I love it here, and I love the environment and the people, and I'm grateful to be a part of it.
All right.
Hi, my name is Brandon.
Brandon's work reminds us that art is alive. It breathes, it connects, and it certainly embodies our collective spirit. June 19, 1865 marks a pivotal moment when enslaved African Americans in Texas finally learned that they were free, more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. It has become a day of reflection and celebration. But I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge what's happening in our country today. These past few weeks here in LA have been pretty heavy. Our hearts are burdened by grief, outrage, and uncertainty. Today serves as a powerful reminder. The fight for justice, liberation, and equality for all is far from over. As a Black man living in America, I've experienced firsthand the struggles and challenges that face our community. Our journey has been long and winding, marked by a painful, often untold story. Yet, even through the pain, we find strength. Remembering and honoring our ancestors' sacrifices only makes us stronger and more united. Despite the adversity, our culture continues to be rooted in purpose, promise, and hope. On this Juneteenth, I want to pay special tribute to the generations before us who paved the way for our communities to move forward with dignity and pride. I also want to shine a light on the parallels between the struggles of the past and what our Latino brothers and sisters are facing today. Let me be clear, Team Price stands firmly in support and in solidarity with our immigrant communities. While there are efforts to silence us and take away our power and joy, we shall overcome together. Amidst all the chaos, Team Price is going to celebrate Juneteenth the new ninth way, that with back-to-back events to honor and to bring our community together. Because we are Los Angeles, LA is for everyone. First, on Friday, June 20th, from 6:30 to 9, we're honoring a true son of South LA and a music legend, Barry White, at the South Park Rec Center, right there on 51st and Avalon. Did you know that he helped save the park from demolition in the early 2000s? We're celebrating his legacy with the rededication of the Barry White Rec Center, special art unveiling, and a throwback sock hop. It's going to be a night you won't want to miss. On Saturday, June 21st, from 12 to 5, it's our third annual Juneteenth block party on Central Avenue between 23rd and Adams. Bring the family. There's going to be a kids zone, food trucks, a car show, live music, vendors, and more. And then finally, on Sunday, June 22nd, from 2 to 5 p.m., we're back at South Park for the community experience in the park. We're going to be thrilled to have the incredible Kiki Wyatt grace the stage, along with other local talented artists, community resources, as well as free food and beverages. So everyone is welcome. In times like these, when there's so much pain and sadness, let's take a moment to gather, to heal, and to lift each other up. Let's celebrate our shared humanity with the courage that brought us here. Now, to close out today's program, I have the honor of presenting a very special group, a performance by Bate Ensemble. They're an artist collective from Leimert Park. They blend traditional African music with fresh West Coast vibes. So please join me in welcoming the Mafe Ensemble, and happy Juneteenth. Orchestra Ensemble. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. President, that concludes our presentation. That concludes our presentation, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Price, and another big round of applause for our drum corps and our singing of the national anthem. It's a very important year to be celebrating Juneteenth, given the struggle that our city faces and the country faces. And, you know, we are back in the United States to the tradition of slave catching if you're African American, house raids if you're a Japanese American during the internment, raids if you're a Native American during the formation of this country. And now with our brothers and sisters and neighbors who are with us, mostly from the South, but from around the world. And so just like there was resistance every time and our country overcame, we will resist and our country will overcome this time. So thank you, everybody, for being a part of our celebration and recognition this morning. Mr. Clerk, I believe we're ready for public comment.
Sir, the council may now vote on item 13, for which motion Rodriguez-McOsker has been introduced to refer the matter to Personnel Hiring Committee.
All right, we'll refer that without objection. What's next?
Sir, would council like to discuss item 27, sir? Which is a verbal report regarding federal immigration enforcement.
Yeah, we'll continue that item for 2 days.
Thank you, sir. The council may now proceed to public comment.
All right, prepare us for public comment.
To people providing public comment, when it's your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 and 2 and items 29 through 33. So again, the items that are open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 and 2 and items 29 through 33. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. A couple more announcements, if I could have the interpreters make this first one aloud to the room, please. If you require a Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause every few sentences so the interpreters can interpret.
Un anuncio, si usted requiere un intérprete de español, le pedimos que pause cada una o dos oraciones para que los intérpretes puedan interpretar.
Don't worry, we will hold your time while the interpreters are interpreting, so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else.
No se preocupe, nosotros vamos a pausar el tiempo mientras el intérprete esté interpretando, va a recibir el mismo tiempo que cualquiera.
Just a couple more announcements before we begin. First, in order to help us accommodate as many speakers as possible and to run an efficient public comment period, would ask that you please wait until you hear the name that you signed up under called aloud before lining up. The names are the order in which we take the names is generated at random. So it is not necessarily in the order in which you signed up. Again, it is randomly generated. So once you hear your name called aloud, please feel free to line up in any order on your left-hand side of the council chambers. I'd just like to make one more general announcement before we begin, which is there is a possibility, although I hope, that we don't hear this, but there's a possibility that you might hear some offensive comments during the public comment period, some of them potentially very offensive. If at any point you feel the need to leave the room, please feel free to do so. If you'd like, you can put in your headphones as well. The Brown Act does not require you, the members of the audience, to listen to public comment, although of course you are more than welcome to. The Only other thing I would say is that for anybody who is going to try to offend not only this body, but also to the members of the public, that is what their goal is. And the best way to make sure that they don't win is to ignore it. As tough as it might be, I think that I know that the views expressed by the individuals are not necessarily the views of this body, and to the extent they are offensive, they are certainly do not reflect the views of this body. And I would appreciate your patience. Thank you.
I'll begin calling names. Hillary Norton, Aaron Taxi, and Angela B.
And I believe I see them coming up to the front now. And while we're waiting for them to get to the podium, one other request would be that when you get to the podium, please state which items you'd like to speak to, and if that includes general public comment. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Angela Birdsong, and I'm the housing rights organizer for LA CAN. I'm here today in support of tenants from the 17 buildings recently purchased by Hope for an Affordable. 2 weeks ago, we submitted a demand letter here at City Council addressed to all of you, the mayor, property management, housing department, and the housing authority. Our demands are immediate on-site lawful mail delivery for all 15 buildings, restoration of 24/7 security, not armed thugs, not intimidation, but tenant protective presence. I am also here to once again ask the City Council to direct the Los Angeles Housing Department to execute the Stay House LA contract as you approved on April 25th. The city cannot afford to worsen this housing crisis by stopping Stay Housed LA services that educate tenants of their rights, protect tenants, and also provide rental assistance. I hope you hear me, and I hope you hear us. Thank you.
Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. I'd like to speak to item 33.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning. My name is Aaron Taxi. I'm here representing the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce and our over 650 organizations that we represent, located in one of America's greatest tourist hubs, to express our strong support for bringing tourism kiosks to LA. Hollywood welcomes millions of tourists every year, and especially with the Olympics coming, we need strong initiatives that will allow visitors and residents to seamlessly move through the city and take advantage of the navigation system, event calendars, local business directories, free Wi-Fi, and other benefits each kiosk will offer. Benefits that are customizable to each city council district and each neighborhood. In addition to strengthening our region's tourism ecosystem and supporting local businesses, this program is projected to generate hundreds of millions of dollars for the city through the life of the contract. On top of that, the city will not have to pay a dime to implement or maintain this program. We ask for the support of the Council for Tourism Kiosks, and thank you for your consideration.
I'd like to call a few more names. Janae, Francis, and Diane Z.
All right, good morning, everyone.
Morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
I would like to do 1, 2, and there's 2 more, but I forget the numbers.
Okay, so just as a reminder to everybody, that's fine. The items that are open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 and 2, and items 29 through 33. So you have
It's
3
definitely
minutes.
the other ones are in that group,
You
I
have
think.
3
Yeah.
minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
But that only says 2 minutes. Thank you. Okay, so for the first 2, I want to speak on 1 and 2. With these always giving away public easements and public areas, I wanted you guys to get in the habit to not do that because it's our property. Like land, you can't keep getting land. Land is, so why get rid of any land? Because then I'm worried that when Scientology, if they ever try to do their street vacation, that they're going to come here and you just have this constant, here's yours, passing it out, that they're going to say, well, you need to give us ours. And no, because then what that does, they would just block it, and nobody would be able to try to continue to reach the people on the inside who are desperate to get out of that cult, but they feel they can't. So no street vacations, no easement, anything, just stop doing that. It's not necessary, so I'm going to ask you to please stop doing that. And then the one about the fire, yeah, if we're still in an emergency, I mean, you know, I would trust, you know, like, okay, then, you know, of course we had to continue, I guess. But the only thing is that Bob is on that, and I have a little bit of a tiff with Bob right now because he's probably not even listening, which is usual. The only one who I know who consistently listens to is Miss Hernandez, listens all the time, except right now. I called her finally. And City Attorney always listens. But Bob, what he does that bothers me, so I don't want to vote yes on any of his things right now, is that he puts public comment at the end of his meetings that he chairs, you know, and it feels like prior restraint to me, and I don't appreciate it. And I don't appreciate that it makes me have to go home on the subway at, like, you know, at the rush hour, which makes it harder for me, you know, like, to try to avoid. I don't want to roll on people, and I want a good spot, you know, I want a spot. So I'm saying no to anything that Bob is doing right now. Now, if Bob would get his act together and listen, then I may change my mind on that. The other one I want to talk to is about the kiosk, okay? Again, you're adding more things and more structures that will get in people's way, especially people like me in chairs. Or people, you know, it's just more things to trip on, more things to bump into, more things to tag, more things to, you know, and I understand information and stuff, but why not have it as an app or some other way? Why keep making our space smaller and smaller and smaller? And, you know, and you know, and I'm saddened that that Ms. Hernandez finally, for the first time, is not listening. Finally got her, but I'm not happy. She owes me an apology now because, you know, she knows how it makes me feel. I want her to listen. I want you all to listen, but I've pretty much given hope on a lot of you, but not Mr. McCosker. I think he's still my favorite, Mr. McCosker.
General public comment?
First of all, I want to say shout out to Smoke and Scan. I appreciate having my Smoke and Scan family with me as we, you know, sit here before y'all, because they help me, because then I could go on replay later and really get a good look as to what all your shenanigans are, because he has that good view. And so I appreciate Smoke and Scan for that. And Mr. Nazarian, you got to do better, man, because you're my guy. So he's not even listening. He's my rep. What if I'm sitting here telling Mr. Nazarian, I might be talking about stuff in our area, and I am. There's a tree that needs to be cut that they will not cut. Okay, he's not listening. So anyway, we had a beautiful protest, okay, at L. Ron Hubbard Way, you know, and I am grateful that it was filled with love, peace, and we worked really hard to talk to the people inside that building to let them know that we are their lifeline should they want to get out. Because we know many of them do. Many of them, they get in trouble for even attempting. They can't just walk out of that building. I don't know if you are aware of that. And we want a wellness check on Phil Anderson, please. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Thank you.
Good morning. Which agenda items would you like to speak to?
Hi, I'm speaking to item number 33. My name is Janae, and I'm strongly against this kiosk RFP. Can you really call it a request for proposals if only one company is pushing it and all letters refer to it as the Ike kiosk program? I'm also really worried about data sharing and privacy. Like, Ike has a really questionable history with data privacy and ethics. And it's kind of like, do we really want another private company collecting data from passing cell phones when the federal government is determined to weaponize data against us? The ACLU of Washington has also raised significant concerns about the use of cameras, scraping cell phone data from people walking by, and then sharing that data with third parties. But most importantly, why do we need this? We already have an advertising program in the public right-of-way that provides real public benefits and a lot of money to the city. So I don't think we should trust Ike. Thank you.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Sun Chu Huerta, Carol Nakano, and Wendy Rosen.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
My name is Diane Z. The produce apartments about our mail, please. It has not been delivered as of January.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
We would like to know, and if you please can speak to someone about our mail. We haven't received it as January. We have important letters, especially from the Housing Authority and the Social Security Department. Is there any way that anyone can help us to finally get our mail going? It's very important. And also the health issue where we live at the produce apartments.
A staff member will come down and speak to you about the mail issue and get your address and help follow up on that case.
Thank you. It's well appreciated.
You're welcome.
God bless you all.
Next speaker.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning. I am here today as a member of the LA Can family and resident of Isabel Jurado's Council District 14. With every due respect, out of good conscience, I must reprimand this body in its dereliction of duty and complicity with the growing moneyed and foreign interests to clear constitutionally guided mandates. In particular, I stand with those of the 17 buildings recently purchased by Hope for Affordable LA, also known as HACLA, to remind this committee of my and LA Can's relentless campaign for housing justice and to the Council's duty to all of its citizens. Our two simple preliminary demands today, tomorrow, and week after week will not waver until they are met. They are as follows. First, legally mandated mail service be restored immediately on site. Second, we demand a restoration of 24/7 security, not armed thugs, not intimidation, but real tenant protective presence across the 17 HALA portfolio. Please help us fight this dimming light of the soul of this country, embodied in our preamble in the service of the general welfare of we the people,
your time has expired.
Not the moneyed interest to a person.
Speaker, we have to move on to the next speaker. And before the next speaker comes up, if I understand that the time can go by rather quickly, if you have additional comments that you would like to make, or if you are not called because we ran out of time today, you can always provide written public comment online at lacouncilcomment.com. That URL is available at the top of every council agenda. You can also do a quick Google search. As you can tell by the gentleman who is standing at the podium, this is one of the times where I'll just remind everybody that offending you and offending everyone around this horseshoe is likely one of the goals here. The only way in which they win is if you let them and interrupt their public speaking time, which forces us to enforce the rules. So I would ask that everybody for your continued patience. And with that, Mr. Herman, you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Muchas gracias para interpretación, pinche puto negro, abogado. Usted ya sabe que nosotros queremos nada con pinche inmigración.
Wait, thank you very much. You fucking attorney, you know that we don't want anything related to the fucking immigration issue.
Y es un pinche puto cabeza de melón.
You are a fucking man, watermelon head.
So this is not on the agenda. This is your first and only warning. Please stick to the agenda items or I'm going to move you to general public comment.
Public Budget Finance Committee, everyone. For the record, the program grants that this institution illegally abuses grants and bonds and their interpretation as criminal enterprise, RICO, to rip off the public. The physical impact statement states that the reports...
Speaker, which item are you speaking to?
Got through telling you, fool.
What is the number of the item that you're speaking
Why are you running the motherfucking clock? I'm on item 22, you stupid bitch.
Great. Well, guess what? Item 22 is not open for public comment, so this is your last and final warning. Stick to the items that are open for public comment, or I'm going to move you to general.
33, asshole. How about that one on the commerce?
You are welcome to speak to 33. Go ahead.
That fucking white nigger up here talking about public right-of-ways and the maintenance of these kiosks is unacceptable. The installation of God is our priority in America. We have consideration against McCocker, Buckethead, and that goddamn indicted soon price in relative RFP installations for maintenance, because we don't want your demands. We, the public, make demands. We order you what to do. Fool. In my other minute regarding the Commission of Board of Harbors, fuck Board of Harbors on item 31, item 32. You want numbers? How about item number 30? Exemption, Board of Airport Commissioners. Fuck the fentanyl that you're bringing to this country, Biden, and you stupid-ass attorney. That's number 30, dickhead. See, there's just so much information, everyone. So much to talk about here on item of housing, item of the budget, item on the airport.
Okay, so this is not on the agenda specifically. It sounds like general public comment. I'm going to move to general public comment where you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Sabbath, bloody Sabbath, what do you hear? Smoking Scan is listening, and the public wants to hear. George Buzzetti demands some health care. Where is the fucking mayor who can bring him his health care? Yeah! Dun 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 dun. That's called Black Sabbath. And this world is black. This world is a Sabbath, taking away our rights to communicate about immigration. If you want to be here in my country, the Seminole country, we are the first motherfucking Indians to keep you fucking Americans out of our Florida Gator lands. Remember that. Fuck you, Grote. Fuck you, asshole. Trump.
Next speaker, and members of the audience, I really do appreciate, or we really do appreciate your patience. We should not be hearing from Mr. Herman again, lest he interrupt this meeting and be subject to a warning and potential removal. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
All items and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dictator City Attorney, for the prior restraint. So we're going to go straight into items 1 and 2. And I want to explain to you why you should vote as not only just no, but a 0 vote of confidence. Tell me why the city engineer, right? The city engineer doesn't even live here, has a UPS address here, lives over a couple of states, and still gets California money, right, doesn't contribute at all to the area that they live in, gets to actually have an input in these motions, yet doesn't actually provide any money back to the area that they're supposed to live in, just like many other LAPD cops, high-ranking officers, just like Officer Rand over at the Hollywood station, right? You got a UPS address, that's how you do it. I know your Airbnbs, I know where you guys are, and you're not really here. And why is it that other states have laws mandating that you're supposed to live in the same city that you work in as a city official? So we'll move on, right, to addressing the easement part of that issue. Why is it that the city engineer continues to not write declarations of support in the prosecution of criminal entities like Scientology when they violate the public right-of-way by blocking with the illegal barricades that they don't get a permit for, that the city acknowledges was illegal, but yet they don't prosecute it in any sort of fashion? I know we have some deputies here in training for the city attorney's office. Maybe you guys should think about that and study up on your LAMC code. I sure should know all of my 5609, 5611, and 5612 codes. It'd be great for you to know it too. Moving on right now to the item number 29, the Palisades Fire Emergency Fund. Why is it that the only thing Mayor Bass seems to care as an emergency is if wealthy billionaires go up and smoke? And it's not even that they were there, it's just some of their rich assets that they use for tax write-offs went up in smoke. But the people who are really suffering from the fraud, such as the Skid Row Board Trust Fund that has been completely fraudulently mismanaged, billions and billions and billions of dollars keep getting hemorrhaged into nonprofits that are used as laundering money machines, where all the council members here have a position in the various nonprofits, that they have a cushy nest egg after the fact. And right now, actually, one of those council members is being charged with felonies coming up this Friday, Curran. I'll see you there. Department 32, 8:30 a.m., I believe. So I'll go ahead and report on that shortly thereafter. We have yet another communication from the Board of Airport Commissioners, where why is it that you can't even talk about the little runway that you're building, that the little magic bridge, but nobody seems to get any sort of financial information on the list of expenditures that have gone on there. Moving on, yet another Board of Harbor Commissioners. Why is it that all these commissioners, right, already have their leave of absence, AKA I sign up my life involuntarily to the mayor, and you can fire me at any time. You have my resignation letter the moment I take the job, but yet you sign on as a appointed position. That's not a position. You're beholden as a slave to Mayor Bass, and whatever she tells you to do, you do it, right? I mean, that's what all these commission seats are, except for a couple like the Board of Public Works, where you actually get a six-figure salary to be up there, unlike the others who get about a $70 stipend to be there. We're going to talk about now general public comment. I just want to say to my one and only best friend, Heidi Soto, aka Heidi Boo, I thank you for the frivolous and selective malicious prosecution. You are being investigated. There will be criminal charges at some point brought upon you. The city now knows that you are a Scientology simp, that you do political favors for Scientology, that you actively prosecute any activists that dare speak out against your political allies. And for that, I want to thank you, Heidi, because you really are the easiest way to find out who is actually involved in the city with Scientology, and that's what Scientology is, right? You use it as a way to smoke out all the other criminals, all the other snitches, and we now know that you're one of them. We now know that you are one of them, just like many other snitches here, one of my favorite being Bob. I just love how he has his steak fries every day on his plate. He never misses a beat. It's always eating steak fries or falling asleep at every meeting. So for that, we thank you, Bob. We thank you for your consistency. And again, thank you, Prime Minister, City Attorney, for your prior restraint.
Next speaker.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Maya Villa, Neza H., and Jesse G.
Good afternoon, or good morning, whatever time it is. I'm a little bit discombobulated from all of the screaming and the profanities, and I just hope that now everybody's sort of settled down, so those of us who have some very important things to testify on can testify.
So which items, and completely understand, again, appreciate your patience. It is a tough act to follow some of these folks.
Yeah, it really is.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Number 33, number 34, I know it's closed session, but can I speak about it in general comment?
Yes, absolutely. You can speak to it during general. So you have the way it'll work, and this is for everybody as well. You'll get the items first, so you have 1 minute for item 33, and then the clock will reset to 1 minute for general.
That's
so
fine.
Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Wendy C. Rosen, and I'm a member of the Coalition for Beautiful Los Angeles. Please refer this item, number 33, which is the digital kiosks, to Public Works for consideration. The RFP adopted by the city for prior bus shelter program that was run by CVS Deco was a complete failure and did not deliver on its promises. The STAP RFP adopted by the city for the current bus shelter program is before you today for approval of a settlement so it can deliver on its promises. The RFP for the kiosk program must be reviewed by appropriate committee to address the issues and assure it can deliver on its promises and analyze the cost benefit. The big question is to the council, since STAP can deliver the kiosks, why are we even considering a separate program? Is it needed? Has there been a financial analysis to see if the claims that are made can be proved? I ask again, please refer this today to Public Works.
General
Thank you.
public comment?
And my public comment on number 34 is I'm one of the parties to the settlement, and we ask that you support the settlement today to allow the STAP program to move forward and resolve the litigation. Their Transito Vector program offers much-needed shelter and shade for transit riders. But additionally, Transito Vector has gone above and beyond industry standards to lessen the impacts of digital signs by increasing the digital message refresh rate. The program offers unprecedented revenues to the city and is responsive to community concerns to ensure the program's consistency with the city's general plan. They've done this by reducing impacts to open space, parks, historic, scenic, sensitive, biological, and coastal resources. By supporting the settlement today, you would close a loophole that would open the public right-of-way to unlimited advertising. We've spent 3 years working. We ask today that you support this settlement. Thank you.
Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General comment. First off, I'd like to apologize for incidents. My name is Jessica, and I am a member of LAX. I would respectfully ask for our district council member, Isabel Jurado, if she could kind of pay attention. This one's kind of important. I'm here on behalf of the tenants of the produce. Our main concern right now is obviously the mail, and I know that's going to be taken care of, but security. We're asking for the restoration of the 24/7 security. We've had 2 women that have been, within the past year, have been physically, sexually assaulted, and we're just asking for help. I mean, we get it, we call the cops, they come through, but security-wise, we need more surveillance there. And also, like I said, the mail. Thank you.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Dana Marina, Adam, and Kate Clow.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Hi, I'm speaking on item 33.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Maya Villa. I've been a nonprofit professional in downtown for over 8 years, and I'm also a theater artist who's worked in spots like the LATC. I'm also a big Black Sabbath fan, but I won't be singing today. I'll be talking about the wayfinding kiosks that we're having. I think this is a big win for our city. We are always in need of funds, and this will generate funds while spending few, or if at all. And the biggest reason, someone brought up about smartphones and why can't we have an app. The great thing about the kiosks is that I think they're accessible and they're inclusive for people who might be low income and don't have smartphones, especially our unhoused neighbors. These kiosks will provide directories, transit, 311 alerts, and bring more funding to our small businesses, which I really care about, especially since they've been hurting this week from the curfews. So let's bring more culture to LA. I think the kiosks are a good move. Thank you.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call a few more names. Devin Osiri and Casey Madron.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning, Council. I would like to speak to items 29 and then general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Item number 29. The fires were in January. I don't know where this council has been for the last week and a half, but LA is in an emergency right now. And the only action I see you guys taking on ICE terrorizing our communities is a closed conversation that we're not allowed to comment on. But from January, now there's something that we can talk about months after the fires are over and after people's houses are destroyed. So I don't know why you guys are operating on a 6-month delay here, but we need you to be in real time and be with the city and stand in solidarity in fighting and resisting against ICE. So I would love to see some actionable items and not just conversations that you're having with the chief of police, Jim McDonnell, who's been brutalizing Angelenos in the streets for exercising our First Amendment rights. That's not okay. I would like to move on to general comment.
Okay.
I'm here on behalf of the free people of Los Angeles, a democracy, to ask, why has Jim McDonnell's LAPD and Robert Luna's Sheriff Department brutalized Angelenos for defending our neighbors from illegal government kidnappings by masked ICE thugs? While exercising our First Amendment rights to protect our community, law enforcement repeatedly declared Angelenos gathered peacefully in our public parks and streets, protesting injustice, unlawful assemblies. While we chanted ICE out of LA and peaceful protest, officers charged us without warning on horseback, shooting us with rubber bullets, tear gassing us, and brutalizing us. As I speak, ICE is out in the streets terrorizing our undocumented neighbors, even kidnapping American citizens. The U.S. military is pointed at us on U.S. soil against our wills. Tyranny is here, and we the people must defeat it together. Council, rise to this moment. Use your authority to have LAPD protect our rights instead of infringe upon them. It's unacceptable for taxpayer money to be used.
Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. I'd like 1 minute for item 33, and also I'd like general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 and 1. So go ahead for a total of 2.
My name is Casey Madron. I'm here today representing Better Citizens for a Better Los Angeles. We were disturbed to learn that the author of the motion under item 33, Councilmember McOsker, used to work as a lobbyist for Ike Smart City, a company that's been lobbying for 7 years to put kiosks on LA's streets. We believe this raises serious ethics issues surrounding the RFP process. There are also serious privacy concerns regarding collection of personal data by these kiosks, including data from minors. We urge the council to hold off on pursuing any kiosk program until these issues have been investigated. And now I'll move on to general public comment.
Okay, so you
I'd
have
like
1
to
minute.
address item 34. I'm here again on behalf of Citizens for Better Los Angeles. We're one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit against the city regarding the STAP program. We filed suit over serious privacy concerns raised by the original STAP contract. In talks with Transito Vector, we've come up with an agreement that addresses those concerns and creates much stronger privacy protections for the people of LA. We support the settlement agreement before the council. Thank you for your time.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning. Item 33 and general comment.
So you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
All right, fantastic. Good morning, council. Devin Osiri here from the LA County Federation of Labor. Very good to see you all. General comment first. You all passed a very historic vote a couple of weeks ago, and it's disheartening for us because $10 million is being spent to overturn it. Nonetheless, I wanted to thank you for your good work for the city of LA and its workers. Now on to item 33. I'm here speaking in support of item 33, the motion directing the city to release an RFP within 30 days for a tourism kiosk program. The kiosk program will generate millions of dollars of much needed revenue for the city at zero cost to the city and good paying jobs for Angelenos. Importantly, this program will complement, not compete, I say again, complement, not compete, with other revenue generating programs. Currently, 23 cities have already embraced this technology, and each of these cities has had multiple advertising programs in the public right of way, seeing revenue remain steady or increase year over year. Coming to speak during public comment is not something I typically do, but this program is important and we urge you to release the kiosk RFP within 30 days. Thank you, council.
All right, does that exhaust the names on the list?
So I don't believe it exhausts the names on the list.
No, there are still names on the list.
All right, we'll take 4 more names and we'll close public comment after that.
All right. Nigeria, Barbara Broyd, WR, and Hide.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to? And you can move the microphone if you'd like.
I'm okay. Thank you. And I'm here to speak about item number 33.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item.
Perfect. So my name is Nigeria, and I ride the Metro regularly. I'm here to oppose the kiosk program because it seems like a greed-fueled Trojan horse to kill bus shelters. We have Trump in D.C. attacking transit funding, and now the city of L.A. seems to be doing the same. We need to support the current bus shelter program rather than undermining it with tourism kiosks. Like, tell me why the tourists need more assistance than people that live in Los Angeles and take public transit here. I've seen these new bus shelters, and they're a great idea, great shade, they look amazing, and they have seats that are usable. The problem is we need more of them. Please vote against the tourism program and bring bus shelters to LA. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
I would like to speak on behalf of the West Side Neighborhood Council on item number 33.
All right,
We have a
and-
CIS filed, and then I'd like to do a general public comment on number 34 for myself.
Okay, give me just 1 moment.
I emailed the CIS to the clerks.
Okay, so we've confirmed that the community impact statement was filed on behalf of your neighborhood council. So for everyone in the room that this is your first time seeing this, neighborhood councils are allowed to formally adopt community impact statements. That's what the speaker would like to present to the council. So the council president has said that you will get 3 minutes for your community impact statement, and then afterwards you've also said that you requested 1 minute for general public comment. So we'll do the 3 minutes first on behalf of the neighborhood council, and then we'll switch you over to general public comment. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Barbara Brody from the West Side Neighborhood Council, speaking on item number 33. Our council does not believe that the interactive kiosk program belongs on the streets of Los Angeles, where the city has made a commitment to the staff transit shelter program. These structures are not a public amenity. Localities that have kiosk programs do not have transit shelter advertising programs, for if they did, they would be foolish because they would be having programs that compete with themselves for the same ad revenues. Are you all aware that the STAP contract contains kiosks as one of the program elements allowed in addition to transit shelters and shade structures? The possibility that an RFP could be released before any city public outreach to neighborhood councils is frightening. Who defines the scope of this project that will occupy our community's sidewalks? Our neighborhood council has seen the proposed Ike maps, and it is clear that they do not respect adopted ordinances, specific plans, and overlays. Neighborhood councils are your advisors. Why haven't they been presented this program? It has been circulating through City Hall since 2017. There has been ample time. We request that this program go to the Public Works Board, where they have jurisdiction over the public right-of-way, and planning should also be involved because they set sign policies, and this program is not in accordance with the 2002 sign ordinance. We need a financial analysis, and we need follow-up from City Attorney Mike Fuhr's letter in October 2022 requesting an environmental review, a CEQA review. That needs to be done. We have to be able to know whether the claims for revenue are real. We have to be able to know what kind of an impact this will have on the STAP program. The STAP program provides community benefits. It provides shade and shelter. This program risks that commitment that the city says it meant. Tourists come to Los Angeles not to see digital ad kiosks on our sidewalks. They come to see the Hollywood sign, not advertising signs all over the place. They're blight, and we don't want them in our neighborhoods. And we hope the council will send this program to the communities for input so an RFP is not written in blindness like it was with STAP, which resulted in litigation. It's a bad decision. Thank you.
Okay, so I believe that concludes the community impact statement. You've also requested 1 minute for your individualized general public comment, so go ahead.
I did. Thank you very much. I respectfully urge the council to approve the STAP settlement agreement before you that represents a true win-win resolution to pending litigation. The settlement protects some of our city's most sensitive resources from digital advertising and its light pollution while clearing the way for the city to dramatically increase revenues from STAP, a program that not only delivers shade and shelter, but one that generates funds to provide significant community benefits and council district discretionary funds and support for the RAISE program's transit and pedestrian amenities. The city hopefully has learned and is from the STAP program that it is important to reach out to the public before releasing RFPs on programs that impact the public. That's one of the lessons of STAP and of this litigation. So we hope that you will support the settlement that has been 3 years in the making and is a win-win for the city. Thank you.
Before the next speaker, I'd like to call one last name, Tommy Fave.
All right, so George, You know the rules. Please do not disrupt this meeting. This is your first and only formal warning. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
I signed up as WR. I will speak to all items and general public comment.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Okay, so starting off with item 29. Item 29 is related to the declaration of emergency from the mayor regarding the wildfires. This is the emergency where she could create a good recovery program, a program that's designed to rebuild houses and get the community back together and everything in the wake of the aftermath of the wildfires. But instead, she's slow walking everything, and it's mostly focused on making the city look fancy for the rich people showing up to the Olympics. The Olympics, no one's going to show up for, but that's because of other reasons that I'll get to in a minute. But the Olympics, but it's mostly focused on rebuilding for the Olympics, and it's, you know, not enough is going towards rebuilding communities in the aftermath of the wildfires. Okay, so let's move on to item 33, which is related to installing kiosks in the city's right-of-way. Now, there's some good stuff that could come from this. I mean, these kiosks could be used in a good way. I'm a little concerned that the city will not use them in a good way, or at least in a particularly useful way. I mean, they might not use it necessarily a bad way, but it may be kind of a useless, you know, you'll just get a little bit of information. But I mean, you could use these kiosks, you know, you could use them to help connect unhoused people to services. You could use them to help get people information on what they do if they have an issue, or if they have like something they need. They could go outside, dump their trash and their bulky items and put it in the kiosk. I want you to go pick it up or something. I mean, you know, there's all kinds of uses for this, but it's just going to be used for random information probably. Oh, and probably surveillance. All right, let's move on to general public comment. So, over the last week or so, you know, over the weekend, over the last whole week, we've seen continuous incidents of the LAPD being extremely violent towards protesters. They've frankly come pretty close to killing someone out there. That's how bad it is. Firing less lethals at people's heads, just, you know, firing less lethals indiscriminately less lethals shouldn't even be used for crowd control at all, ever. It was firing tear gas, using horses to trample protesters, all in the name of attacking people who are not okay with what ICE is doing. You all need to be speaking out more. And Marquise, we'll let people submit a video comment. How about you reinstate call-in comment? You know people are...
All items in general public comment, please. Oh, I'll tell Grote whenever he's done with the business he's handling there.
You may begin.
All right, so I guess I'll start with item 23. This is regarding the installation and maintenance of interactive kiosks. The city likes to put this carrot of potential revenue in things when we don't really know what the revenue is actually going to look like. And I don't know if maybe the information these kiosks are going to give might be something that a person could be doing. The last budget proposed some layoffs, and I know this kiosk is going to be an ongoing expense to purchase, install, and operate. And the concerns someone brought up about lobbying and data collection make this motion kind of stink. So I would encourage the city to not approve this at this juncture. We also have items 1 and 2. regarding the city engineer, and I'm glad a speaker brought up that the city engineer doesn't live in Los Angeles, apparently doesn't live in California, because it calls into question how close he is to these issues that he's making recommendations on. Also important, brought up by the other speaker, is that when we as the city are paying employees and they don't live in the city, that means that we're expending payroll, and then that person is taking that money out of the city, buying homes or renting outside of the city, buying groceries and dining and doing entertainment outside of the city. So it might behoove the city to make some sort of requirement of employees, especially the highly paid ones, that they should actually live in the community they serve, because it not only makes sense as far as them being able to effectively do their job, but also just fiscally it makes no sense to let that money exit the city, especially now. Item 29 is regarding the emergency declaration relating to the wildfires. One big issue relating to these wildfires was the subsequent rent gouging, and it's still having a drastic effect on housing markets and renters and home buyers today. There have been over 5,000 rent gouged listings cited by independent groups like the Rent Brigade. 6 charges have been filed, 6. So out of 5,000 gouged listings, the city attorney has sought to prosecute only 6 of those property owners, real estate agents. I wonder if that's because she has received about $150,000 in campaign donations from the very rent gougers she's not prosecuting, particularly Angela Amon of Kilroy Realty. There's a lot of them, but that's one of the biggest donors, Kilroy Realty, to the city attorney, so no wonder why she doesn't want to prosecute them. The money that they're getting from gouging is filling her pockets. Yesterday, Marquise made an odd suggestion, citing fears about immigrant detention, said that we should be given the option to record a video as a comment submission. What about phones? It was an option. What about phones? What about phones? Just let us call in. What about phones? What about phones for remote commenting? We already have the capability. The people have repeatedly asked for it back, but you keep ignoring. What about phones for accessibility? We want a phone when it's our turn to speak. How come no one will challenge Marquise to bring back phones? Why are you so weak? Shout out Smoke and Scan.
Good morning, Council President Ms. Gavage, and I'm here to speak on 1, 2, 30 general. Start with item number 1. 2002年的第一场雪，比以往时候来得更晚一些。停靠在8楼的2路汽车，带走了最后一片飘落的黄叶。2002年的第一场雪，是留在乌鲁木齐难舍的情节。你像一只飞来飞去的蝴蝶，在白雪飘飞的季节里摇曳。忘不了把你搂在怀里的感觉，比藏在心中那份火热更暖一些。忘记了窗外的北风凛冽，再一次把温柔和缠绵重叠。Now let's move on to item number 2. 是你的红唇黏住我的一切，是你的体贴让我再次热烈，是你的万种柔情融化冰雪，是你的甜言蜜语改变季节。 把昨天都作废。现在你在我眼前，我想爱，请给我机会。如果我错了也承担，认定你就是答案。我不怕谁嘲笑我极端，相信自己的直觉，顽固的人不喊累，爱上你我不撤退。Now let's move on to item number 3. Oh no, item number 30. 30. 我说过我不闪躲，我非要这么做，讲不听也偏要爱，更努力爱，让你明白，没有别条路能走，你决定要不要陪我，讲不听偏爱，靠我感觉爱，等你的依赖，对你偏爱。不后悔有把握，我不闪躲，我非要这么做，讲不听也偏要爱，更努力爱，让你明白，没有别条路能走，你决定要不要陪我，讲不听偏爱，靠我感觉爱。Thank you very much, Councilmember Spindler, for the CD1. So I want to inform all of our Smoking Scan family member, Audit LA family member, that we are officially 1 year away from the general election of 2026. Get ready, come out, get ready to support our brand new Councilmember Spindler. Are you tired of those Black Lives Matter taking over the street? Are you tired of all of those lawlessness on the street? Are you tired of all of the follow home robbery? Are you tired of all of calling 911 10 minutes, nobody respond to your home? Councilmember Spindler will fix all of the issue because Councilmember Spindler will restore law and order. Councilmember Spindler will make sure if you loot, if you riot, if you commit a crime, you will be consequence. There will be consequence coming after you. Thank you very much, Smoking Scan, and let's hope that everybody elect Councilmember Spindler for CD1 2026.
Next speaker. Morning, Speaker. Which items would you like to speak to?
Yeah, item number 33, Tommy Favai. I represent IBEW Local 11, and I'm here to support the resolution moving forward. Thank you for Councilman McOsker for bringing this forward because, you know, creating these RFPs like this, it's very needed right now in the times that we're dealing with when it comes to unemployment and underemployment with our membership. And then our members that are currently working for, you know, the city of LA when it comes to civil service, and then traffic signal, and then electricians that are working here in the city. We need to create those jobs now. We can't wait. I know this has taken a while to come forward to this point, but please, Council, let's move this forward. 30 days, RFP, come back. Let's get some boots on the ground so we can put our good electrical members to work. Thank you.
Mr. President, there are no speakers.
Oh, okay. All right, we are going to, per the city attorney's instructions, reopen public comment for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes for special one, which is a Rule 23, that we have to, that we did not announce in the beginning, so we need to reopen public comment for special one, which is a Rule 23 that we'll vote on today. And special one is on the bulletin board, so folks are free to read what the content of that item is. Okay. And before we commence public comment, we'll hear from our Chair of Public Safety, Councilmember Lee, regarding the findings for Special 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I'm bringing back forth this motion and asking for Rule 23. The recent raids that have happened in our city were not coordinated with LAPD. Unfortunately, LAPD found itself in a situation where it had to respond in order to keep the city safe, and these are unexpected costs that have lined up. So we are trying to remedy that with this Rule 23. I hope that you vote in favor of it, because this is going to allow us to pay for the overtime that was, again, unexpected by LAPD, but unfortunately had to be spent.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. All right, we're open for public comment on this item.
I'll begin calling names. Stacy Segarra Bollinger, Andrew G., and W.R.
I guess I'll just take my 1 minute on Special 1. It's a fucking joke that y'all want to loan the LAPD $5 million for this. First of all, do we think we're going to actually see that money? How often do we appropriate funds from things like street services or mobile showers? Just a couple examples of things I've seen this body take funds from to then appropriate to the LAPD throughout the fiscal year. The LAPD gets almost half of our operating budget, so they should be able to cover this cost. And you should all be denouncing their response to this event. All of the injuries, most of the chaos that had resulted from these demonstrations are because of the LAPD. It's not because of the National Guard. It's not because of the military. It's not the federal forces that were deployed by the president. It's the LAPD and their trigger-happy agents and them violating people's constitutional right to peacefully assemble. So you should all vote no on this item.
Thank you, Dictator Marchese, for suspending the Brown Act. We love you for it, and I appreciate your prior restraint on my comment yesterday with Mayor Karen Bass at the secret meeting that she always seems to have, just like this constant suspension illegally of the Brown Act, just seems to be a favorite topic of Governor Marchese. So I thank you for that, sir. I will see you at the military rally soon. I appreciate you, Prime Minister Marchese, for the prior restraint, for the secret meetings you hold with Mayor Karen Bass. Thank you for constantly trying to suspend the Brown Act. Thank you for your criminal activity. I appreciate it, Prime Minister Marchese, and thank you again, Governor City Attorney Pumpkinhead, for the prior restraint yet again. I appreciate the prior restraint. I appreciate the illegal suspension of the Brown Act. I appreciate all the snitches in the room. I appreciate all the information. I appreciate all the UPS box address that I know you have. I appreciate the Airbnbs that I know you have. I appreciate all the little nonprofit boards that you sit on and the money that you launder. And for that, I thank you all for being the greatest criminals. I appreciate learning from you all. Thank you so much, Dictator Marchese.
All right, Mr. Clerk, we have something before us that we've got to do as a point of order.
Mr. President, the council may now vote on the findings on Special 1 motion as noted in the motion itself, and 2/3 vote is required before an action can be taken on the motion itself.
All right, let's open the roll on the findings for Special Item 1, close the roll, tabulate the vote. You're disrupting the meeting. You're disrupting the meeting. This is your first warning, Mr. Herman.
Mr. Herman, do not disrupt this meeting. Again, they're voting on the findings, not on the actual item. If you yell out again, you'll be subject to Rule 7, Rule 12, and potentially be removed from this meeting.
All right, let's open the roll on the findings, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes, 1 no.
The findings are adopted.
All right, we'll continue with public comment.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of California and America. Thank you for the Brown Act prior restraints on our First Amendment here. As you notice that the speaker before me was announcing all the great things that you've done for this city regarding the riots and all the secret meetings behind closed doors and those hidden session meetings by Mayor Bass, like yesterday at 8:30 a.m. behind where Sambo up there is sitting. So I really appreciate Jim McDonald of LAPD because he finally listened to Donald Trump. He finally took the advice of Donald J. Trump. He finally realized that the National Guard, the Marines, hoorah, are here for our protection because we cannot depend on 15 dumbass officials and another fucking dumb first black mayor woman. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Council President Miscavige. Let's continue about the LAPD overtime. Yes, just like every single speaker in this room stated loud and clear, we want more LAPD overtime because we want to make sure that every time we dial 911, LAPD has to show up within 3 minutes. Every time that someone is trying to rape me, and then LAPD have to arrive there within 3 minutes. And every time somebody trying to take my heart, take my lung, take my kidney, everybody, LAPD has to arrive within 3 minutes. So I am here to stand in solidarity with all of the LAPD overtime, ICE overtime, sheriff overtime, highway patrol overtime, military overtime, marine overtime, whatever. So thank you very much, Smoking Scan. So if you want law and order, if you want to stop the discrimination against the Caucasian, if you want to provide a Caucasian and equal treatment as all of the blacks, vote Spindler CD1 2026. Smoking Scan.
You jokers are always breaking the Brown Act. Okay, enough of that now to the police. I would tell everybody listening who complains about the LAPD, they do a lot of bad stuff, okay? But do you really want the feds in here? I think LAPD, LA sheriffs, and the CHP, and Chief McDonald, who planned all this, because I, on the way over to the Roybal building, hours early, noticed how they had it all set up. And when I came out of the Roybal building, that was not
I'm sorry, can you hold his
protected
time?
by the feds.
Sergeants,
assume he
please
knows what's
remove
coming.
Mr. Herman immediately. He is causing distressment and harassing members of the audience and has clearly lost control of himself.
Where's my time while that went on?
Your time was paused. You may continue.
You know what, fool. So on the way out, because the feds didn't protect it, I was almost killed. And you had martial law, fools. And you're taking my health care, fools. So we're going to put you all in prison. Thank you very much for making yourself.
So we have a loan to the LAPD to pay for their continuous brutalizing of protesters over the last week or so. And we hear, you keep hearing that the LAPD wasn't informed about it, but about these raids in advance. But from what it sounds like, they actually were informed in advance about it, because it's from what I think DHS, ICE have been saying, they informed you, so even they sold you out. The LAPD out. So the LAPD has been repeatedly assisting ICE over the last 2 weeks, and you're going to give them a nice big loan to pay for it, and as they brutalize protesters, when they keep lying, they shouldn't be assisting them, but they are. And when is this loan going to be paid back? Like, that's another question.
Reached out and touched somebody's hand. Make this world a better, better, better place if you can. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Pancake from Los Angeles Community Action Network City 14. Juneteenth to everyone. Isabel Geraldo, Eunices, how are you? Love you guys. CD8 Marquis Dawson Harris. Supporting various tenants who reside in one of Leo Puccinowski's building who have made demands that issues such as on-site mail delivery, 24-hour security, working elevators be met. Also supporting Stay Housed LA contract be renewed. LA, let's unite. To Juneteenth, all power to the people.
My turn. Tell me when. Okay. I think I'm going to try to second guess what Smoke and Scan's question would be, and that would be, why does it seem like there is continuous and constant Brown Act violations, not only in this council, but Public Works everywhere? I have never, in all my life, like the neighborhood council systems, they try their best to abide by it, but here it's just like a constant abuse and no one cares. I don't even know what the agenda item's really on because I can't see it. I couldn't get over there because I didn't want to crush people's toes. There's a lot of people. And so it's not fair. You guys got to do better. And I don't know what it's going to take, but I believe it's about the overtime. I'm for everybody getting their pay. You know, if this fine officer right here works overtime, man, I want him to get his money. But I also want you to give everyone their money. There's so many people being laid off right now because of mismanagement of funds and mismanagement of the city. And so people are losing their jobs. They want just their regular base pay. So I don't know how, you guys got to figure it out and do better. And Mr. Lee, start listening, please.
Thank you so much. That concludes public comment on this item. So can we, Mr. Clerk, open the roll on special one?
Yes,
Close
sir.
the roll. Tabulate the vote.
13 ayes, 2 noes.
All right. And then, Mr. Clerk, I want to refer item number 33 to the Public Works Committee without objection. That will be the order. All right. And then we're going to continue item number 3 to Friday, the 20th of June, without objection. Given those, what items are available for the council to consider at this time?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 1, 2, 29 through 32.
All right. Let's open the roll on those items. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
All right. That takes us to item number 34.
Yes, Mr. President, and item 34 was considered by the Public Works Committee on June 11, 2025, for which a recommendation is to approve the city attorney's recommendations as discussed in closed session.
All right. So there's a request to go into closed session, which I expect we'll grant, but let's hear from Councilmember Jurado before that.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to reconsider special one.
You want reconsideration of special one? All right.
Or can I be noted on the record that I'm a no vote?
How about that?
Thank you.
And for the record, that will not change the outcome of the vote.
Got it. All right. So, Sergeants, if we could prepare the room for closed session to consider item number 34.
Can cause risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Learn how you can protect your home from secondhand smoke.
The City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs released its calendar and cultural guide for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT Heritage Month. LGBT Heritage Month honors the history and culture of community members in the city with a calendar of public events, many of which are free to attend. According to the department, the month fosters understanding and diversity through celebration of identity, self-expression, and the right to live authentically. Official events will honor the Los Angeles LGBT Center, Reach LA, and Latino equity under the theme Building Community Through Collective Power. For more information, visit culture.lacity.gov. LA City Emergency Management Department has tips on pool safety and drowning prevention. Home pools should be fenced in and installed with alarms on all doors that lead to the pool. When in the pool, stay within arm's reach of your child, and if you need to leave, take your child with you even if a lifeguard is present. Have your child take swimming lessons and wear a life jacket until they become a stronger swimmer. According to the department, children can drown quickly, and performing CPR can increase a child's chance of survival until medical help arrives. For more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. LA28 announced the venues for the Paralympic Games, which will take place in Los Angeles for the first time in the city's history. The majority of the sports will be held in the city of LA, with downtown and Exposition Park zones serving as main hubs for the competitions. Los Angeles Convention Center will host a number of sports including para-judo, para-table tennis, and wheelchair fencing. Other Paralympic events will take place in existing stadiums in the cities of Long Beach, Carson, and Arcadia. According to Mayor Bass, the Paralympic Games will provide an opportunity for LA to improve inclusive accessibility citywide. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press.
regularly scheduled meeting of the Los Angeles City Council.
Here's what's happening in LA this week.
This is LA Currents.
This is about all of us. It's about choosing to believe in our city again and proving it with action. And no matter what our city faces, LA never, ever gives up.
The number one cause of preventable death after injury is bleeding. Someone who is severely bleeding can bleed to death in as little as 5 minutes. Minutes count, and your LAFD thanks you for learning how to stop the bleed by following the ABCs. If someone has an injury with blood spurting out of the wound, clothing soaked in blood, bleeding that won't stop, or loss of any part of an arm or leg, you need to act quickly. The first step is A for alert. Have someone call 911. The next step is B for bleeding. Locate the bleeding injury and remove any clothing covering the area so you can see the injury. The final step is C, compress. If the injury is to the leg or arm, prepare to use the tourniquet. Unwrap the tourniquet and apply it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Do not place the tourniquet onto a joint. Go above the joint if necessary. Pull the free end of the tourniquet and wrap it until it is tight. Wind the windlass until the bleeding stops. Secure the windlass in place. Note the time the tourniquet was applied and write it down, if you can, or tell first responders when they arrive.
It isn't flashy. It isn't loud. Safe to say, it's not for everyone. But since 1869, it's been our way. To be unrivaled means being the best of the best of the best. We hold ourselves to a higher standard, one most people will never even witness. We set the table for what it takes to be the most highly regarded law enforcement agency in the world. Surrounded by like-minded souls, we learn together, grow together, protect together. Being unrivaled is a transformative commitment, a marriage between a calling and a lifestyle, a declaration we live by day in and day out. It's doing the work expecting nothing in return. It's training relentlessly to save one more life. It's upholding justice, no matter the cost. There are no shortcuts. It demands your all. Only those who dare will come to appreciate the perseverance and sacrifice required. But those who do will wear the badge that protects the city of dreams. LAPD, unrivaled since 1869.
Celebrate the summer solstice at the only nature preserve in the city of Los Angeles. Join LA's Department of Water and Power at Chatsworth Nature Preserve on Saturday, June 21st for a community celebration to mark the start of summer. Attendees can enjoy guided nature hikes, storytelling, live animal exhibitions, an environmental and community resource fair, and food trucks. The opening ceremony will feature a Native American blessing. Bring hats, sunscreen, walking shoes, and refillable water bottles. The preserve does not allow dogs and other restrictions apply. Head to Chatsworth Nature Preserve to enjoy a summer solstice celebration on Saturday, June 21st at 9 a.m. Find out more at ladwp.com/community. It's Juneteenth, and for the third year, Councilmember Curran Price hosts a special block party celebration where Juneteenth meets Central Avenue. This block party will have food trucks, a kid zone, a car show, live music, vendors, and more. Join Councilmember Price and the Department of Recreation and Parks to honor freedom, heritage, and community. Bring family and friends out to enjoy the scene along Central Avenue between 23rd Street and Adams Boulevard. The third annual Juneteenth Block Party takes place on Saturday, June 21st from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, visit cd9.lacity.gov/calendar. It's officially summer, and that means it's time for the Venice Beach Takeover. On Saturday, June 21st, kick off the summer with a takeover by skating legend P-Rod, Paul Rodriguez, and friends. Join Councilwoman Tracy Park, LA City Fire Department, and the Department of Recreation and Parks at Venice Beach for live music, entertainment, food, prizes, and more. And of course, there'll be plenty of skateboarding. Get on deck and drop in to the Venice Beach Takeover on Saturday, June 21st at 12 p.m. For more information, see the community calendar at cd11.lacity.gov. And that's a look at some things to do.
Every day, over 100 Americans die from secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke in children can cause asthma, ear infections, and increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Learn how you can protect your home from secondhand smoke.
The City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs released its calendar and cultural guide for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT Heritage Month. LGBT Heritage Month honors the history and culture of community members in the city with a calendar of public events, many of which are free to attend. According to the department, the month fosters understanding and diversity through celebration of identity, self-expression, and the right to live authentically. Official events will honor the Los Angeles LGBT Center, Reach LA, and Latino equity under the theme Building Community Through Collective Power. For more information, visit culture.lacity.gov. LA City Emergency Management Department has tips on pool safety and drowning prevention. Home pools should be fenced in and installed with alarms on all doors that lead to the pool. When in the pool, stay within arm's reach of your child, and if you need to leave, take your child with you even if a lifeguard is present. Have your child take swimming lessons and wear a life jacket until they become a stronger swimmer. According to the department, children can drown quickly and performing CPR can increase a child's chance of survival until medical help arrives. For more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. LA 28 announced the venues for the Paralympic Games, which will take place in Los Angeles for the first time in the city's history. The majority of the sports will be held in the city of LA, with downtown and Exposition Park zones serving as main hubs for the competitions. Los Angeles Convention Center will host a number of sports including para-judo, para-table tennis, and wheelchair fencing. Other Paralympic events will take place in existing stadiums in the cities of Long Beach, Carson, and Arcadia. According to Mayor Bass, the Paralympic Games will provide an opportunity for LA to improve inclusive accessibility citywide. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press.
regularly scheduled meeting of the Los Angeles City Council.
Here's what's happening in LA this week.
This is LA Currents.
This is about all of us. It's about choosing to believe in our city again and proving it with action. And no matter what our city faces, LA never, ever gives up.
The number one cause of preventable death after injury is bleeding. Someone who is severely bleeding can bleed to death in as little as 5 minutes. Minutes count, and your LAFD thanks you for learning how to stop the bleed by following the ABCs. If someone has an injury with blood spurting out of the wound, clothing soaked in blood, bleeding that won't stop, or loss of any part of an arm or leg, you need to act quickly. The first step is A for alert. Have someone call 911. The next step is B for bleeding. Locate the bleeding injury and remove any clothing covering the area so you can see the injury. The final step is C, compress. If the injury is to the leg or arm, prepare to use the tourniquet. Unwrap the tourniquet and apply it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Do not place the tourniquet onto a joint. Go above the joint if necessary. Pull the free end of the tourniquet and wrap it until it is tight. Wind the windlass until the bleeding stops. Secure the windlass in place. Note the time the tourniquet was applied and write it down, if you can, or tell first responders when they arrive.
It isn't flashy. It isn't loud. Safe to say, it's not for everyone. But since 1869, it's been our way. To be unrivaled means being the best of the best of the best. We hold ourselves to a higher standard, one most people will never even witness. We set the table for what it takes to be the most highly regarded law enforcement agency in the world. Surrounded by like-minded souls, we learn together, grow together, protect together. Being unrivaled is a transformative commitment, a marriage between a calling and a lifestyle, a declaration we live by day in and day out. It's doing the work expecting nothing in return. It's training relentlessly to save one more life. It's upholding justice, no matter the cost. There are no shortcuts. It demands your all. Only those who dare will come to appreciate the perseverance and sacrifice required. But those who do will wear the badge that protects the city of dreams. LAPD, unrivaled since 1869.
Celebrate the summer solstice at the only nature preserve in the city of Los Angeles. Join LA's Department of Water and Power at Chatsworth Nature Preserve on Saturday, June 21st for a community celebration to mark the start of summer. Attendees can enjoy guided nature hikes, storytelling, live animal exhibitions, an environmental and community resource fair, and food trucks. The opening ceremony will feature a Native American blessing. Bring hats, sunscreen, walking shoes, and refillable water bottles. The preserve does not allow dogs and other restrictions apply. Head to Chatsworth Nature Preserve to enjoy a summer solstice celebration on Saturday, June 21st at 9 a.m. Find out more at ladwp.com/community. It's Juneteenth, and for the third year, Councilmember Curran Price hosts a special block party celebration where Juneteenth meets Central Avenue. This block party will have food trucks, a kids zone, a car show, live music, vendors, and more. Join Councilmember Price and the Department of Recreation and Parks to honor freedom, heritage, and community. Bring family and friends out to enjoy the scene along Central Avenue between 23rd Street and Adams Boulevard. The third annual Juneteenth Block Party takes place on Saturday, June 21st from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, visit cd9.lacity.gov/calendar. It's officially summer, and that means it's time for the Venice Beach Takeover. On Saturday, June 21st, kick off the summer with a takeover by skating legend P-Rod, Paul Rodriguez, and friends. Join Councilwoman Tracy Park, LA City Fire Department, and the Department of Recreation and Parks at Venice Beach for live music, entertainment, food, prizes, and more. And of course, there'll be plenty of skateboarding. Get on deck and drop in to the Venice Beach Takeover on Saturday, June 21st at 12 p.m. For more information, see the community calendar at cd11.lacity.gov. And that's a look at some things to do.
Every day, over 100 Americans die from secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke in children can cause asthma, ear infections, and increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Learn how you can protect your home from secondhand smoke.
The City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs released its calendar and cultural guide for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT Heritage Month. LGBT Heritage Month honors the history and culture of community members in the city with a calendar of public events, many of which are free to attend. According to the department, the month fosters understanding and diversity through celebration of identity, self-expression, and the right to live authentically. Official events will honor the Los Angeles LGBT Center, Reach LA, and Latino equity under the theme Building Community Through Collective Power. For more information, visit culture.lacity.gov. LA City Emergency Management Department has tips on pool safety and drowning prevention. Home pools should be fenced in and installed with alarms on all doors that lead to the pool. When in the pool, stay within arm's reach of your child, and if you need to leave, take your child with you even if a lifeguard is present. Have your child take swimming lessons and wear a life jacket until they become a stronger swimmer. According to the department, children can drown quickly, and performing CPR can increase a child's chance of survival until medical help arrives. For more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. LA 28 announced the venues for the Paralympic Games, which will take place in Los Angeles for the first time in the city's history. The majority of the sports will be held in the city of LA, with downtown and Exposition Park zones serving as main hubs for the competitions. Los Angeles Convention Center will host a number of sports including para-judo, para-table tennis, and wheelchair fencing. Other Paralympic events will take place in existing stadiums in the cities of Long Beach, Carson, and Arcadia. According to Mayor Bass, the Paralympic Games will provide an opportunity for LA to improve inclusive accessibility citywide. For more information, visit mayor.lacity.gov/press.
regularly scheduled meeting of the Los Angeles City Council.
Here's what's happening in LA this week.
This is LA Currents.
This is about all of us. It's about choosing to believe in our city again and proving it with action. And no matter what our city faces, LA never, ever gives up.
The number one cause of preventable death after injury is bleeding. Someone who is severely bleeding can bleed to death in as little as 5 minutes. Minutes count, and your LAFD thanks you for learning how to stop the bleed by following the ABCs. If someone has an injury,
All right, I believe we're back in open session. Mr. Clerk, can you call the roll?
Yes, Mr. President. Blumenfeld, Harris Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Jurado, Lee, McOsker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky. 15 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Mr. City Attorney, anything to report out of closed session?
No, Mr. President, there is nothing to report out of closed session.
All right, I believe we have a motion on the floor from Council District 1.
Thank you, Council President. I hereby move that the council adopt the following recommendations in order to effect settlement in the cases entitled Citizens for a Better Los Angeles versus City of Los Angeles et al., Los Angeles Superior Court, case number 22-STCP-03822, and Coalition for a Scenic Los Angeles versus City of Los Angeles et al., LASC, case number 22-STCP-03909. Number 1, approve the settlement offer. Number 2, authorize the Executive Director and General Manager of the Bureau of Street Services to execute the settlement offer. 3, request the City Attorney to prepare and transmit an ordinance to rescind the September 2022 amendments to LAMC Section 67.01 and 67.02. This matter was recommended for approval by the Public Works Committee.
All right, is there a second?
Yeah, I'm second.
Councilmember Hutt seconds. All right, this item is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, there's a request to send Special 1 motion and its findings forthwith.
Without objection, that'll be the order. What's next?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
They are posted and referred. Announcements, members. Councilmember Nazarian.
Thank you, Council President. I'm very excited to announce, and this is in follow-up to yesterday's announcement, in honor of Gun Violence Awareness Month, June 27 and 28th, we will be having 3 movie screenings. Yesterday, I just talked about one, of Die Like a Man. This is a coming-of-age film which explores the very real threat of gang and gun violence in Los Angeles. It offers a unflinching look at how these phenomena affect the lives of Los Angeles youth. We will be hosting a question and answer afterwards with the director and the stars of the film, Miguel Angel Garcia, Corey Hardrict, Mariel Molino, Frankie Loya. I welcome and encourage everyone to join us at LA Valley College on June 27 or El Portal Theater in NoHo on June 28th for a free screening. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nazarian. Mr. McCosker?
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I want to thank Councilmember Price for the beautiful Juneteenth celebration to open this meeting. And I want to close it with a really nice Juneteenth announcement in the 1-5. I want to invite everyone to join us for a celebration of Juneteenth at the Korean Friendship Bell tomorrow. It's going to start at 11 a.m. and it'll go till 12:30 p.m. And it's just really a very Los Angeles story. It's a lovely connection of things. The Korean Friendship Bell is so important to us in the 1-5 and our relationship to the Republic of Korea. It was given to us to celebrate our freedom in 1976. It was given to us to celebrate our bicentennial, and it represents our shared commitment to freedom and to liberty in this country. And it was just really nice that the local NAACP got together with the Korean Friendship Bell Committee to say, let's together annually on Juneteenth ring the bell. And for locals, they know how significant that is. We only ring the bell in celebration a few times a year for big holidays. And we have added Juneteenth as one of those celebrations. So I'm just going to ask everybody in the 1-5 and anybody who wants to come out to enjoy our beautiful Angels Gate Park, come down and see the Korean Friendship Bell and be with our brothers and sisters as we celebrate Juneteenth and ring for freedom.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. Mr. McCosker. Mr. Lee, no announcement? All right, Councilmember Hutt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to announce celebrating Juneteenth in Leimert Park tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. There'll be music and food and all the things to celebrate. Now, I want to thank Councilmember Price for bringing in the beautiful drums that really brought unity to this council today, and the conversation that we had about the hard work and dedication that all people have to making Los Angeles a better place. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Hutt, and I want to join in thanks to Councilmember Price for this morning's presentation and recognition of Juneteenth, and also Councilmember Rodriguez for bringing Ineza in today. It's an important time and day to celebrate freedom and the tradition and value of freedom in this country. So any other announcements, members? If not, I'll ask that everybody in the chamber rise for adjourning motions. All right. It looks like Mr. McCosker has adjourning motion.
Come forward. Thank you so much. Members, many of you knew and worked with Jessica Hines, retired Deputy City Attorney, who passed away on Sunday, June 1st, 2025, at the young age of 71. Jessie Hines was born and raised in Altadena, California. She obtained her undergraduate degree from USC and her law degree from UCLA. After a short stint in the private sector, Jessie became a city attorney. She worked first in traffic court, which all brand new deputies do, and then through the criminal branch, but she quickly moved into the civil branch of the LA City Attorney's Office, where she distinguished herself, representing the city on matters related to community development, housing, homelessness, workforce development, and redistricting, a very complicated matter. Jessie became a national leader on matters related to the U.S. Census, representing the city in efforts to ensure that all Angelenos are counted in the decennial census. She assisted in actions that led all the way to the Supreme Court, and she supported the city's efforts to make sure that every resident in the city was counted. Continues to be an important issue today. She also led the city technical census team created by the council to evaluate and improve census technical programs and to ensure that city residents would be counted fairly, represented, and able to receive the state and federal funding that they deserve. Since retirement, Jessie has been traveling to Europe and Australia, gardening, volunteering her legal skills with the Escondido Creek Conservancy, where her husband Jerry is a volunteer land steward, helping people set up trusts, being a cat mom, seeing new and old friends, developing her ranch near Yosemite, helping Jerry race cars, reading and writing, trying new foods, and supporting the San Diego Zoo. Jessie has been battling health issues for an extended period of time, but obviously did not let that prevent her from living a full life with her husband and with her friends. She passed away Sunday, June 1st. She's survived by her devoted husband, Jerry, his family, and her son, Andrew, and a lot of folks, including myself, who worked with her in the city attorney's office and really admired her for not only her legal acumen, but her kindness and generosity to everybody around her. May she rest in peace.
Thank you so much, Mr. McCosker, and thank you to family for joining us today. Any other adjourning motions, members? Councilmember Park.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, it is with deep sadness and profound respect that I ask we adjourn today in memory of Eugene Don Haskell Korn. A loving husband, father, grandfather, uncle, brother, son, friend, mentor, pharmacist, business consultant, and so much more. We're joined by his family and friends in council as we honor his life and legacy. Don was born in 1931 in Brooklyn, New York. He moved to Santa Monica as a teenager and attended Samo High. After serving in the U.S. Army during the Korean War, he was the first in his family to go to college, attending UC Berkeley, where he met his adoring wife, Carolyn. Don graduated from UC San Francisco Pharmacy School and later received his MBA from the UCLA Anderson School of Business Management. Don and Carolyn spent their first few years together in the San Fernando Valley and then moved to the Pacific Palisades in 1964 after he bought the Knowles Pharmacy. As a 60-year resident of the Palisades, Don often compared living there to being on vacation. Don loved music and played folk songs on his guitar in between filling prescriptions. He was a leader in his beloved Palisades and served the community as president of the Palisades Americanism Parade Association, Grand Marshal of the Palisades 4th of July Parade, honorary town sheriff, Palisades Optimist Club president, Keliot Israel and Optimist Youth Home Board member, as well as a proud member of the American Legion. He was an advisor to so many people and gave many teenagers their first job at the local pharmacy. He loved the Dodgers and UCLA basketball and football. He put his full heart into everything he did, whether it was fishing, boating, scuba diving, golfing, or telling jokes, photography, playing poker, or making playlists and video montages for his friends and family. In September 2023, he moved to Belmont Village in Encino, where he made many new friends and was popular with the residents and the staff. Don passed away at age 93 on May 16th, 2025. What a life, and what a pillar in the community. Don is survived by Carolyn, his wife of 71 years, his daughters Mimi, Francine, Liz and Faye, and his grandchildren Michael and Liana, his sister Joyce, and numerous nieces, nephews, cousins, and friends. He is predeceased by his parents, Faye and Murray, and his sister Marla. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to the LA Jewish Health, the KI Community Palisades Fire Assistance Fund, or the American Legion Palisades Fire Relief Fund. May he rest in peace, and may his legacy continue to inspire those who believe in justice and community.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Park, and thank you for the gift. Councilmember Blumenfield.
Thank you. Colleagues, this week we lost a friend that many of us have known for decades. Talking about Eric Bauman. Eric was at the center of California politics and mentored so many leaders along the way. And while he was a Valley guy, his focus was statewide and nationwide in so many ways. And even when he was a big statewide player, he would always show up at local Democratic clubs throughout his career. He never forgot those folks. He was a gifted and trusted political advisor to many local, state, and federal elected officials, including Governor Gray Davis, Speakers Anthony Rendon, John Perez, Tony Atkins, as well as then Insurance Commissioner John Garamendi, just to name a few. He will be remembered for his ability to bring together groups of people who might otherwise have remained estranged. And while he certainly was not without controversy, and he had his demons that were known, I cannot understate how instrumental he was to our region, how he was a trailblazer in the Latino, Jewish, and LGBTQ communities. He was a friend who will be greatly missed. He is survived by his husband and partner of 42 years, Michael, Richard, his father, his sister Roya, Uncle John, and Aunt Mary Bauman, and cousin Michael Blitz. Services will be held at Mount Sinai Memorial Parks and Mortuaries, Hollywood Hills, on Thursday, June 19th at 2:30. Donations may be made in his memory to the Trevor Project. May he rest in peace, may he rest in power, and may his memory be a blessing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Blumenfield. Councilmember Hutt.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And thank you, Councilmember Blumenfield, for bringing this to our attention. Eric was certainly a strong force in the Democratic Party. And his advice and his strategy, I think, outweighed some of his controversy. I am really going to miss him and his political acumen and his friendship. So thank you for bringing this forward. Please add me to your adjourning motion. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. Seeing no other adjourning motions, we're adjourned for today. Thank you so much.